now 6 o'clock. Welcome everyone to tonight's Let's Talk Tuesday. Glad to see you all on. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Tiffany. Yes, ma'am. Cool. Yes, ma'am. Come on, 2020. Glad to see you all on. Glad to see your shining faces. We can feel each other's energy. If at any point in time you have a question, if your video is on, just wave your hand. We'll acknowledge you that way. If your video is not on, click on participants. From there, you'll see a small blue hand that says raise hand. Click on that, and we will acknowledge you that way. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to present our speaker for the evening. This gentleman needs no introduction. I'm going to give him one anyway. This gentleman is my friend. This gentleman helped me to retire at age 37. This gentleman is the CEO of the ATS companies. This gentleman is the millionaire maker. This gentleman is the transformational speaker. This gentleman is the person you need in your corner and you want in your corner to help you win and dominate in whatever you're desiring to win and dominate in. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Antonio T. Smith Jr.
Hey everybody, I sure appreciate you. Thank you. I have the honor of beginning us for this year. You probably won't hear from me on this phone call for another 3 years as they keep me off these phone calls because they don't like when I talk over here because they say I be dragging people. But I'm going to be nice today or something like it. I want to talk very, very brief. Tiffany says she got hoodwinked. Yes. I want to talk very briefly about something that I learned. I want to talk about the 5 lessons that I learned the hard way in 2019. And I'll even give you a bonus number 6. Okay. I want to talk about the 5 lessons that I learned the hard way in 2019. Lesson number 1, when I think about 2019 and how it sucker punched many people around the globe or around the flat earth, but I don't think you can say around something flat. Anywho, never mind. Some people hate you so much they are willing to befriend you just to get close to you to tear down what you built. Yes. The number 1 lesson that I learned in 2019. There's a book called 48 Laws of Power, and there is an instant in this book in which the Robert Greene is the author, and he tries to get you to understand that you need to recognize enemies for what they are, and then there's a certain kind of enemy that hides their hands. They make sure that they love you too much. You can never get anything honest from them. Hey, how's it going, Maya? You look so good. Oh man, if I had your hands, I'd cut mine off. Charmin, I tell you, I'm too blessed and I'm too highly favored, too blessed to be stressed. I was talking to your mama, and every time you talk to them, they always have too many good things to say about you, and as soon as you turn around, they looking for a way to sleep with your man. I wish I had somebody. Tempest put in the chat, that's the guy at the gas station. And in its most sincerity, I want to give it to you in a business sense, and I'll even take it to you religious, just so everyone can understand it, and I give you business. The pastor of a church, brand new pastor, has no enemies, no antagonists, no anything. And then here's what happens. Some folk come befriend him or her. And when they figure out that him or her won't follow their vision, but God's vision, all of a sudden, they don't like that pastor no more. You ever been there? Some of you there right now. Some of you, if you're not careful, you're going to repeat those lessons in 2020. Some people right now are close to you just so they can get next to what you built so they can tear it down. I want you to analyze this. I'll tell you what these people look like. These people look like people that you can never disagree with them because they're so sensitive. I wish I had somebody. I feel like I'm relieving the scales. You can never have a disagreement with them because they're so sensitive. Your first disagreement with them, the first time you have to rebuke their behavior, they'll show you how much they love you. These are the people who don't care if they gain weight as long as you're 5 pounds less than them. Am I too real? Or is this, I guess I'm gonna just keep going and get even realer. These are the folk that you changed 14 years ago, but they still trying to keep you who you were 14 years then because they've already made up in their mind they're gonna always be better than you. And so they can never, ever, ever allow you to get somewhere. And what happens is they come in your element. In business, they need what you have. They want the admiration you're receiving. And as long as they can be your number two, as long as they can have a leadership position, as long as they get to have their ideas and you approve them, great. The absolute moment something doesn't work, the absolute moment that you say we're going to go in a different direction, they don't like you. Well, I don't think Kiara's doing it the right way. I just don't think Maya knows what she's doing. They have the audacity to be a customer disagreeing with the CEO's vision. When you find that, I want all of you to process this information because I did not process it. And over and over and over and over and over and over and 15 other overs. I had to learn, Antonio, stop trying to do group economics with everybody. I know I'm talking to somebody. Everybody isn't supposed to be in your core. Some folk are supposed to be over there. Save the world, but don't save everybody in it. Some folk hurt a lot more than they help. Number 2 lesson I learned. Well, to recap, if you're taking notes, some people hate you so much. Okay, some people hate you so much, they befriend you just to get close enough to you to tear down what you built. Number 2 thing I learned in 2019, hard way. These are losses. Y'all, I'm telling y'all L's. Okay? I ain't telling you no W's. These are L's. And these ain't no General L's wrote in the book L. These are Antonio Theodore Smith Jr. L's. Do you understand? All right. These are real L's. Some serious L's. If you ain't know that's what the T stand for, that's what it stand for. Okay. When you don't crush an enemy totally, they will go after the weakest links and try to turn people against you. This is where you have to talking like old folk in Texas, you need to sat all that good feelings down and you need to get the wolves out the garden. This is where you need to just literally empty the poison out because 1% poison can still kill you. You must crush them totally. That don't mean fight fire with fire in some cases, but it does mean sometimes you can't just be so turn the other cheekish. Sometimes you got to say, hey, now, this is what happened. Kashika Shay tripping. Brandon, they lying. That's all I'm going to say about that. Tempest say flip a table. sometimes you got to expose your hand and say, hey, we ain't nowhere. The Maya T consultant ain't nowhere near out of business. Don't let that fool out of you. This is what really happened. Now let's move on. Because when you do not take the jury away from a prison lawyer, they scream until somebody executes you. Okay. Try to rewind that a few different ways. Basically, if you let someone control Ice Buddy's narrative to the point where it's costing Ice Buddy money, and you leave it up to prayer to solve the problem, then you will only be left with prayer and problems. Am I making some sense here? You have to actually crush the enemy. Best way to crush your enemy is win. How many of you right now in 2020, you need a win? You can't take another loss. In fact, as a matter of fact, you be damned if you do lose. I wish I had some real folk here that speaking my kind of language. I ain't taking another beepity bleep, 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 bleep loss at all. Shoot, I ain't doing it. Not at all. Crush your enemy totally. Sometimes your enemy is your family. Some of y'all shouldn't be doing business with your family. Some of you can. Some of y'all sleeping with your enemy. You might want to just call that quits and raise them kids happy instead of in the household all jacked up with psychological issues. But that ain't none of my business. I'm going to go ahead and move on. Number 3. Let me recap number 2. When you don't crush your enemy totally, they will go after your weakest links and turn people against you. Let me say one more thing about that. There's a psychological term for that called gaslighting. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. Abusers, they are masters at gaslighting. You ever met somebody that told your whole story, or at least their version of it, before you even got to go around wherever you was going? Old folk in Texas call it, they're trying to buy a jury. Psychologists say they do it in 2 ways. They try to convince you that you crazy. That ain't what happened. No. And when they can't convince you crazy, then they convince your friends you crazy. It's called gaslighting. I want all of y'all to monitor. If you don't like your life, and I'm not going to attack you for that, I want you to process this information. If you don't like where you are, I'm going to say this and I'm going to move because y'all going to throw stones at me. If you don't like, this is why they don't let me get on these calls, y'all. If you don't like where you are, okay? If you don't like your weight, if you don't like your current financial situation, if you don't like something about your life, and I'm not talking about a complaint, I'm talking about literally you can't take it. How many of you have ever been one hug away from suicide? I got my hand up first. You can go and be transparent with me. I've had people give me a hug and it saved my life. They don't even know. To this day, they still don't know. They stopped me. We can go ahead and be transparent around here. I need you to understand that if you are a hug away from suicide, everybody in your life is suspect because they let you be in that condition. You need some new friends. You need some new cousins. You need some new mentors because you are not allowed to be my friend and be one hug away from suicide. If you want to lose 30 pounds, that's what you're going to do. I ain't letting you you're going to put that damn candy down. You understand? I ain't lying. Ask them around here. You ain't drinking no soda. Everybody around here doing 300 push-ups a day. I'm not lying. Today is our 7th day, so we get the rest 3 days. You don't get to say I want to lose weight and still do them BS habits. Not around me. Now, if you like being 6'7", chocolate beard, dread head, and thick, go ahead and do that. That's somebody actually in here. His name is Reggie. All right? Go ahead and do that. If you like being a thick yellow, go ahead, boo-boo. You looking good with it, but don't complain. Because friends don't let friends complain consistently and do nothing about it. That's real talk. God delivered me from the friend who let me have low self-esteem. Number 3, everyone doesn't like entrepreneurship the way you do, Tony. Talking to myself. So please be 100% real with them and tell them they suck. They ain't built for this. Nah, I gotta keep it real with you. Look. I'm like Mr. Entrepreneur helping entrepreneurs. Some of y'all shouldn't be entrepreneurs. You understand? Some of y'all need to be. The 27th employee of Facebook is a millionaire, by the way. Just so you know. First 20 people start off with Michael Dell billionaires. Just so you know. You know what I'm saying? Some of you, you're a good number 2. You don't like that whole number 1 thing. Earlier this year, in February, I was trying to force Grace to be a number 1. I had her being the CEO and everything of my own company. She was like, look, bro, I like my support role under you. Look how happy she is. Y'all see her on the camera, 2 thumbs up. This is a hard lesson I had to learn. Everybody can't be forced in creating their own economy. Some folk like being employees, and that's quite all right. If everybody was an entrepreneur, who would be customers? Number 4, always, oh my jeebus, always put a major emphasis on overpaying your employees. Not paying, Darren, overpaying. Overpaying. 6-figure base salaries. How many of that sound real good to you? Yeah. Charmin was like, all right now, 6-figure base salary. Come on, talk to me now. Get my nails done a few times with that. Overpay. When I first started this company a couple of years ago, in fact, I put Tempest to help. We went building so much that me and her didn't take any salaries. If I had a chance to do it over again, I would incorporate that in the first 5 years. It's not just that it makes for a better workplace. It works for a better mindset. You cannot reap abundance with a scarcity business model. I need y'all to receive that. Okay? All right, last one, and I give you a bonus. Number 5, sometimes you have to let relationships die so your dreams can live. Darren, I think I'm about preaching up in here right now, because I'm telling you, this is some serious cognitive behavioral therapy, transparent. I don't know. This is some stuff. You got to kill some relationships so you let some people live, and you got to let some relationships die so you can let your dreams live. I'm telling you, hey, 2019, I had to let a few people go. And I ain't got many people to let go in the first place. You know what I'm saying? There is a real deal situation. I have my family right now calling me. They might be eavesdropping on this call. These mofos can't stand me, y'all, for no reason. We ain't got no beef. They don't even know me that well. They just, you know how you got that side of the family that's better than everybody else? Or is that just my family? Is that, you know, you be like, you know, you got the 2 last names. You are the Clarks and Walensky's, but them Walensky's, they act a little different than y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, with the family reunion, they gotta be in charge, and they gotta right? Am I okay? You know what I'm talking about? It's that side of my family, y'all. Now I'm adopted, so that makes it worse. Okay, I got adopted at 14. These folk, all in the span of this year, tried to. They said I wasn't in the Army. I got a whole veteran ID, veteran benefits, highly decorated military soldier, but them. And they needed me, and they used me up dry for 4 years. This is honest to God truth. I'm being very transparent. Used me up dry. I mean, just protein powder dry, just dry. Me, as soon as I get out the shower, ashy dry. Now, if you ain't dark skinned, you don't understand. In between the knuckles dry. That's how they use me up dry. And then it happened. I realized, oh, you playing me. Now, that's, black folk, we got to say it twice because that's when we really need it. Like you in jail, right? You understand what I'm saying? And so what I did was I cut them off. And let me tell you what happened, Pam Norris. When I stopped answering their phone calls, this is what happened. They blew my phone up. They start calling my adopted mother. I don't have a real mother. I call my adopted mother. And she got on me. You just being ugly. That's what she said. Now, y'all got to know I call her Aunt Lucy. She crazy as hell, okay? She is. You got to know her. She is. She'll roll a joint and pray for you at the same time. She one of them kind, okay? She'll give you the shirt off her back, but she gonna cuss you out, okay? She is, and mean well, and she's normally always right. In fact, this time she was right. I was being rude. I wouldn't answer their calls. That was rude. I let her talk, and then I said this here. Anointed with oil and smoke. That's it. I said, you right, I am being rude. Now, I always tell the truth. I don't never talk back. I said, listen here. These folks don't want to do nothing but use me. They wanted me to be at this funeral. I said, listen, as soon as this funeral is over, they ain't going to call me. They called 323 times. I'm not even lying. Put me on the funeral program. I didn't show up, and I had no intentions on it. I told her, I said, listen, Aunt Lucy, you wasting your breath. If you think I'm finna show up to this funeral, I'm not finna do it. This is not finna happen. If y'all judging me, it's all good. It's all good. I ain't know them people. You understand? And them people ain't like me in the first place or anything I stood for. They ain't know me, didn't like me, or didn't like my friends for no reason. Just because we were successful and we weren't supposed to be without their permission. Y'all know folk like that? You better not be making it without they say so. That's what this was. All the calls stopped as soon as the funeral happened. And I left. I was the full prosperity of their whole organization. I left. I ain't got a call in 4 months. Guess what happened? 3 days ago, my Aunt Lucy called me again. Just answer them. I said, they calling you again? Yep. Guess what happened, y'all? Since I left, they out of business for 2 weeks. The whole time I was there, they had prosperity. The whole time I was there, it was all right. But they disrespected my presence. And that never bothered me. But when they start disrespecting my people, they wanted to charge my people for being present when I was already paying them. So now you want me to pay hush money. So we left. It's honest to God truth. Am I lying? Honest to God truth. Tippers were like, we need to go. Yes, ma'am. Gone. One of them, I just got a call 15 minutes ago. They showed up to the house. I ain't seen this man. It's a whole nother family. I ain't seen this man in 2 decades. He don't even live in the state. showed up to my house. Of course, I ain't there. Process this information. Only reason they showed up, because now they need me to go save their organization. And they ain't talking about prayer. They talking about money. Please know, just because somebody invite you to an argument don't mean you need to participate. I'm not being rude. I'm protecting my energy. It's some Mayas out there that don't need me drained when she texts me. Be careful. I ain't being mean. Millionaires say no 95% of the time. Learn how to say no. Here's your bonus. Get your money to $100 million a month. Somebody like, what? Hard lesson I learned. My money ain't at $100 million a month. It's nice. Don't get it twisted. $100 million a month. Lesson I learned, 2019. Kiera, if your money at $100 million a month, you don't have real freedom. You don't have real freedom. If y'all not focused on making $100 million a month, you don't have freedom. Listen to me. Listen. If you not thinking that kind of crazy money, they controlling you. Your president dictates what's going on. Your state laws dictate what's going on. And good people, I'm borrowing from Lisa Nichols now when I say this, good people do good things when they have good money. I got a feeling just looking at Charmin, she'll open up some women abuses buildings, homeless shelters. Just looking at it, she just looked like she didn't survive some stuff, because she don't look like anything bad. She look like, you look like you smell like cocoa butter, because I'm black. You understand? You just pause parenthetically right here. You look like you got some cocoa butter and some incense around there, and you know you eat real good. You understand that your metabolism real high. You can eat 4 hot dogs in one sitting and not gain no weight whatsoever. You look like one of them. You know, she get pregnant, have a baby, ain't gain no pound. You know, one of them kind of, you know. But honestly, you look like you'll do some great things. Kara, you look like you've been taking care of the whole right side of your family. You do. I'm just looking at your energy around you. I mean, you look first off, you look one of multifaceted. You like you do have makeup. I bet I'm right on one of them. I bet I am. I ain't never look. The bangs is too late right now, okay? You know what I'm saying? She can secure the eyelashes if she want to, count your money, flip it, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. You know, right? She know how to be broke, balling, you know, you know how to do both of them. You know how to do the jogging pants and the stilettos. Good people do good things with a lot of good money. Every last one of y'all listen to me, get your ass to good money. Period, point blank. I'm telling you right now, get to good money so you can do a lot of good things. If you're not focused on good money, that's your bonus. You need to be focused on good money, because you know what? It's crazy as hell out here in this world. If you got any news app on your phone right now, check it right now, because it's crazy right now. Literally, it's some bombs just went off. I ain't got nothing to say about that. That ain't this platform. Actually, I wouldn't say about it on any platform. Point is, it's crazy out here. We need Darren. We need the heart of Darren to go save some folk. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Grace, you can open up for Q&A.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for those 5 lessons you learned in 2019. The floor is now open for Q&A. Anyone have a question? The floor is now yours. Questions, comment, or just want to pour back into Antonio. Ms. Pam Norris, go ahead.
Yeah, just want to let you know, adding on to what you were just saying, Antonio, just got a message from a friend of mine who's a HUD, a very high up HUD official, informed me yesterday he came back from lunch and found an emergency preparedness package on his desk. Then looked around and discovered everybody else had one. And then later in the day, he wrote me back. He says, Pam, the government has now said all federal government employees have to have emergency preparedness packets at their desk. This is serious shit going down. And just letting you know. And I just got a text from the East Coast from a friend who does government contracting, who confirmed that yes, the government is making sure government people are getting emergency preparedness packets. So we need to make ourselves financially independent, because this is going to be a rocky road ahead. And so I just said your message was well received and needs to be taken to heart by everybody on this show, and know that this is serious. We all need to make our businesses successful and have financial independence. And we as a collaborative group need to support each other, because we have to be our own economy, and we have to support ourselves because in order to survive. So I just thank you again for ATS. I thank you for this team and everybody who's been on these classes, because we will be our own support system.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate you. I ain't got nothing to say. That's child. Go ahead, Grace.
Thank you, Ms. Pam, for that. Anyone else have a question, comment, or would like to pour back into Antonio? All right, Ms. Charmin, you have the floor.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
First, I wanted to say that Antonio was close, but not quite. I dabble in shea butter, not cocoa butter. Shea butter is my thing. But my question was for his, was it the first one? His first lesson learned. How did he know his enemies, and how did he handle it?
I didn't.
Oh.
That was I didn't. The first time I ever learned it was last year. And it was, you know, the universe has a funny way of repeating lessons until you get the lesson. Okay. And what finally opened my eyes was it was 8 people all at the same time. It was 9 people all at the same time, and none of these people knew each other. Okay. See, I believe so wholeheartedly in group economics. And I'm like, hey, come on, right? Hey. And, you know, you deal with people stuff, you know, addictions, BS. You do all sorts of stuff because, you know, you have a vision of wholeness. You try to love people back to wholeness. But no, I did not recognize me. I could recognize them a mile away now, but it didn't take me. It took me into maybe October 2019. It was so. Let me tell you how it happened. One was around a couple of years, and we all knew, but I didn't know until I corrected him. The first time I ever corrected him, boom, he flipped, super flipped. I mean, like Carrie from the Stephen King movie, you know, like, you know, telekinesis flipped. Like, real deal. I'm not even joking. And then as soon as he left, I started hearing about all the bad stuff that he was saying about me. Now you got to think about this. You got to process this though, because those folk let him say that and never said nothing.
Right.
Get it? Who's more guilty? Who's more guilty? The guy hanging someone from the tree, or the crowd who bought tickets and watched?
The crowd.
Right? You get it?
Mhm.
So I processed that. Then, but don't again. Then there was this lady who she just had this "I'm better than you" attitude, not with me, but everybody, right? And eventually, she ended up bumping heads with herself, not me, not the organization, with herself, because she hated the thought of me so much because I wouldn't respond to anything negative she ever did, and it just pissed her off so much.
Mhm.
Now, she is fabulous. She's actually a bright spot in the story because I talk to her almost every day. She had to forgive herself. I reminded her of her abuser, and I would never act like her abuser, but I have all the everything like her abuser. You know what I'm saying? And it just bothered her that way. But I couldn't see that my presence almost got me assassinated. Right? I couldn't see that because all I see is ministry. I don't see that ministry comes with a cross. You understand? Then somebody else, as long as they had a voice, they was cool. As soon as I took that voice, because that voice had incorrect motives, they flipped. They turned 5 people against me and the organization, and still ain't said a single word. All those people talking, this person ain't said one word. It's brilliant. It's actually amazing how they've adopted 5 mouthpieces. Ain't said nothing. It's brilliant. It shows you how much of an abuser that they are and how brilliant they are at it. I'm actually quite impressed, to be honest with you. It's actually quite impressive. I wish that I can use that. I wish I can hire this person and be like, hey, let's reverse engineer that, right? I really would. It's the equivalent of hiring a hacker so you don't get hacked. It's actually brilliant. It's actually brilliant. It's totally brilliant. And then I didn't see this one coming because I'm still not learning my damn lesson. I need y'all to I'm not learning the lesson. Right? It's like this and this ain't no 2019 stuff. This 2018, 17. This is the 2000s, 99s, 99s, and the 2000s. Don't. I'm sorry. Got a little juvenile up in me, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's crazy. I'm still not catching it. I got the heart of, wow, what must I learn in this situation? I got that heart, no problem. I'm not mad, but I don't have this is where you actually need intellect. I'm too dumb to say, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this. This is ignorance at this point. This ain't got nothing to do. This is a high level of awareness, but ignorant to see this here. And I'm blind. I'm blind because I don't want to see it, right? Because I come from a trash can. I come even. Let me not say that. Then what happened after that? So that's 6 people right there, or 7 people. Then it was somebody I made this fool so much money. Hey, got you. I ain't lying. So, hey, man, you good? Man, listen, we gonna do this. Here's my credit card. We gonna pay for that. Got it. Don't even worry about it. Got that. Because if you're gonna be here in the company, I'm gonna take care of that. Don't worry about that. This mofo just up and left. No drama. No beef. No nothing. We still don't know. Right? Then I don't say nothing at all. I'm confused. And I fooled around. So if y'all know, I don't go to my personal page on my Facebook. So if y'all like it, add me as a friend, I apologize. I just don't log on there. I fooled around 2 weeks ago. I ain't told nobody this. Logged on there to a gazillion. You know, I have Facebook friends like I'm some girl or something, right? You know what I'm saying? And then 99 plus messages. And I fooled around and saw a message from that person. And then, and basically, they don't explain themselves, but I get it now. I get it. The deal was I picked a different direction, and I respect you so much, I ain't want to face you and tell you. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And the crazy part is, it's with a friend of mine, as if I care. Like, as if that would have bothered me. But here was the crazy part. Listen, y'all, I'm trying to teach you how to recognize your enemies. My now, my credit card was still paying $99 a month for the service that I was covering for almost 6 months. I didn't know. You know how shady you got to be to cancel, ask for a refund, but then keep me paying your bills. I ain't lying. My Discover card, I'm not lying. I'm dead serious. And then after that, I still ain't got my eyes open. And then after that, my cousin, they ain't got nothing to do with nothing, don't know. I mean, this is the cousin, we like 5 years apart. Again, I'm adopted. I never hung with them. It was like, yo, he too about, he trying to help people, ain't trying to help God. That's the exact words. I don't even understand how that process. I don't even understand the statement. So then I finally paused and I said, what the hell? You know what? Maybe I shouldn't be hugging on everybody. Maybe I ought to just step back and relax and evaluate folk a little more.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to you? How many of y'all like me, you can't tell when somebody flirting with you, but you can tell when somebody flirting with somebody else?
Okay.
Can't tell when somebody hate me, but I can sure enough tell when they hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So basically, and again, when I'm saying this, I'm just being transparent. I ain't talking about nobody. I don't care. I don't. That's so in my personality. But here is what is true and what will always be true. I couldn't see it. And if I didn't see it, it have kept happening. So here's what it looked like now, Shimon. This is what it looked like. It looks like, actually, I can read it to you literally from Laws of Power, but I give it to you summed up. It looks like an over friendship. They're never your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
They are over friend. Psychologists call it a highly involved relationship. It's one of the first things that happen. It's one of the first things that happen in an abusive relationship. Because at the end of the day, all this is an abusive relationship. Right? But
right.
It means I'm vibrating at the frequency of someone come please abuse me. See, you got to process the information. It means Antonio was vibrating at the frequency of abusive relationships, not intimately in my personal life, but please come tear my damn house down, please. Can somebody come tear down my legacy? Somebody, please. Somebody, please, universe, please bring somebody here to tear my legacy down. You gotta be real with yourselves, right? This is when you take full responsibility. Now I have to say, all right, what is it? When people, y'all ever dated somebody and they stop hanging out with their family, they only hang out with yours? Like smooth out, just all they things they did, they do it with you now. You
Mhm.
play basketball, they play basketball with you. And here's what happens. And then they start getting headaches every time Darren try to go out to the gym. I done left everything, but now Darren, I support him in the gym, but now you're going to the gym, I got a headache now. Just stay home with me, baby. So just tell you how this works. And then next time I got a cold, stay home. Ooh, stay this. Because now what I'm doing is everything he loved, I need to take him from it. Because all I want is to be so close to Darren that I don't have to deal with Antonio. And they do the same thing in business. They do the same thing in business.
Okay.
They got their own business. And they get so close to Antonio, so they ain't got to actually do anything about their business. If you see anybody highly involved in you, I mean, like, everybody should be involved. I'm talking about overly involved. That's a great sign. Nobody loves somebody that much at the detriment of themselves.
Okay.
People who do that are the people who trying to tear your house down.
Okay. Okay.
Appreciate you. I've been let Darren speak, and he's on fire. Then we got to get out of here because y'all should have saw him in the background. Thank you for your question. Go
You're
ahead.
welcome.
Bro.
That's
Were we communicating around 2013, 2014?
sure was. And we sure was.
Because, bro, that was my marriage.
Yeah.
That was my marriage.
Yep.
And wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. You know what's crazy, bro?
Let me share this with you.
Oh no, go share it.
Go ahead.
Nah, share.
When I was going through that process or that season, I didn't share none of that on social because that's never been my style to be venting and all that other stuff. But the reality is that dealing with that type of energy reinforced my addiction to alcohol. When I made a decision, because at the beginning I'm in the gym, but I'm still drinking. I remember skipping them days in the gym because all of a sudden she had a headache and this, you know, just that whole dynamic. But when I cut ties, a couple of things happened when I cut ties. My clarity was I had more clarity when it came to what I was actually dealing with. I didn't realize the severity of it. As I'm listening to you, I'm like, wow, that's what I was dealing with. 2, when I let that person go, specifically when they moved out of state, I didn't have the taste to drink anymore. When they left, like literally the taste, I didn't have to think about when I left the gym. I didn't have to wrestle with, okay, am I going to stop at the store, get me something to drink, or I'm just going to go to the house and go eat some food. I didn't have that conflict anymore. Bro, I'm through, man. Because you just.
Hey, man, that's real talk. That's why I just want to be. It's real talk, man. It is actually. I teach a course on it. It's called Overcoming Low Self-Esteem. Somewhere around class 11, I go through all the signs of abusive relationship. Here's the crazy. Y'all process this information. I know this stuff. You understand? And I don't have no problem with abusive relationships in my personal life. Actually, you really got me messed up, to be honest with you. Like I ain't the one for it. But you gotta remember that I grew up in a trash can. Like, don't y'all forget this. You got to remember that I'm still broken. You can't forget I spent 6 to 14 in a trash can by myself. So what do I want most? Not to ever be by myself. You understand? Now, I'm an introvert, so I love being by myself, but when I'm talking about being forgotten, so what do I want to do? I want to create 100,000 millionaires so nobody ever forgets me. While my goal is honorable, and while it comes from a broken place and it has nothing but the light on it, if I'm not careful, I invite people who can't wait to put me back in the trash can. They can sniff me out a mile away. It's not that I suffer from it. It is me. No matter how much I shed the trash can, I still got a trash can on me. I'm not telling you I am that. I'm not telling you I'm of that. I'm saying I'm from that. And there's thoughts that even I can't see. They're in my blind spots. Why everybody needs a coach, right? That happens. Be careful. Don't ever be so great that you can't see your weaknesses. Nobody puts baby in the corner. So anyway, we got to get out of here. If you're the Bureau of Dominant Speaker, let me just say this. Just one more thing. I just feel the urge. I won't even qualify it. Listen to me. You're always drawing to you what you are, not what you're trying to be, what you actually are. And I got every area in my life fixed. I ain't got no lack, no drama, no nothing. What I have now is I'm doing too damn much. Now ask yourself, why does one do too much? Cause and effect, you trace back to seed. Because one either thinks one is not doing enough or one is not enough. And at the heart of me, no matter how much, listen to me. This is no BS. No matter how much I accomplish, and I got major accomplishments. I am a highly decorated military United States spy for the United States Army. We can just stop there and I would have lived an accomplished life. I got massive accomplishments. No matter, I got a master's degree, #1 in my class in a master's, president of the Honor Society. If I die, all my kids get $1 million apiece. Network crazy, cash spectacular. I got accounts I don't even touch. I own more real estate than most people. I'm good. I'm currently making the people around me good. And no matter how much I try to stop it here, no matter how much, I still got the trash can out. Let me show you what it looks like for me. You don't have to call me a fraud. I don't hear that crap. But every day I wake up, I say, I'm not as good as they say I am. You calling me a fraud don't bother me. That trash can constantly says that's what you are. So no matter how much I accomplish, I always have to practice appreciating it, because the trash can is normally louder than my accomplishments. And that's the lesson I learned in 2019. All right, everybody. Well, Grace, you was hosting. I hope my transparency helps you, but if not, God bless you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us for this evening's Let's Talk Tuesday. For those of you who are part of the Bureau of Dominant Speakers, we'll be on it and getting on right now. So we'll see you as soon as we get off here. Thank you all for joining us. God bless you, and good night.